Sup guys, it's the DBZ God here, and did you guys like my new intro? No? Oh well, that's gonna be my new intro for a while, let's just say that. Now let's get to the main topic of this video, and that is Sephiroth. We're going to be talking about Sephiroth, and we're going to see if he's either A tier or if he's S tier, because honestly, all the other tiers, it just doesn't fit Sephiroth. Now, for the tiers, Sephiroth's either going to be high A tier or middle S tier. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can he be high, like top of A tier, but then middle of S tier? Because his sword is so long, it's not even funny. So he can pretty much hit everyone across the entire stage. Like, it's just not even that funny how much he can just swing at everyone. And yes, I do play Smash Bros. Ultimate. I do play that a lot, actually, ever since Sephiroth got added into the game. And you guys can actually get Sephiroth right now by buying his DLC and then beating him in his own challenge, and then boom, you got him before he's even released. Everything else that you paid for in that DLC will be coming out later, as me and my brother both found out. Yes, my brother also plays Smash Bros. Ultimate with me as well. But the whole reason why Sephiroth is either A tier or S tier is because, again, he has very big range. And from the Smash Bros. Trailer that we saw, along with gameplay that we saw, he's literally the edge guarder, and he also has his own arson mechanic, which pretty much means that he gives himself a wing, he gets increased speed and increased damage. But there's just no reason to not play him. If you don't play him, then you might lose if you actually join up with them. Of course, right now, nobody really knows what they're doing, so you could probably win. But Sephiroth is just really cool. He has Giga Flare, which is pretty much what it showed in the trailer, where he charges up his mana, or whatever you want to call it. Even though he doesn't actually have mana, he just charges up this big blast and throws it, which I think is really cool. As well as he can also he's just so powerful. Like, there's just no reason to not play him. Why is he so powerful, you might keep asking, because I've only talked about like 2 of his moves. I'm so glad that you asked, because Sephiroth also has 3 jumps instead of the normal 2. Now, if you guys are not into big Smash, like super big into Smash Bros, you're like, well, why is that so important? Why is 3 jumps better than 2 jumps? Because off stage, you only get 1 jump as any other character that's not Sephiroth. Sephiroth gets 2 jumps off stage, which can really help you recover. Now let's go all the way back to this guy's trailer, Sephiroth's trailer. I honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it was going to be somebody related to Pit, because it was focusing on Pit so much in that trailer. But then, all of a sudden, we saw Cloud. Me and my brother saw Cloud. And we knew that it was about to be a Final Fantasy VII-like character. Then, the theme music started playing. And then me and my brother both screamed so loud, it was not even funny how loud we screamed. Because we knew at that very moment, when the bum, 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 we knew it was Sephiroth at that very moment. Then afterwards, we got introduced to how he plays. His sword, it fits Sephiroth, because in the Final Fantasy VII games, for those of you that are unaware of who this guy even is, so this guy, Sephiroth, was from this game known as Final Fantasy VII. Now, there is a remake, but we're going to talk about the old one, so like the 1990s or whatever, the old one. So, he was introduced in like the second part of the game, because if you guys didn't know, Final Fantasy VII was so big that it had to be split into 4 separate games because of how big it was. So in like the second or third game, Sephiroth was finally introduced. In the first game, he's like barely mentioned. But afterwards, right, he's kind of just there trying to mess with Cloud the entire time that he was introduced. Kills Aerith. If you guys don't know who Aerith is, she was pretty much the spellcaster of the Final Fantasy games. Because you have your spellcaster, you have like your melee, your range, and that's pretty much it. But Sephiroth was so OP as well, because in the original game, I have not yet beat the remake, so I can't say for the remake, but in the original game, Sephiroth's move would randomly give you a random side effect after he calculated with his math equations how much it would take in order to get to the sun. Now in the Japanese version, I'm pretty sure it would either kill your party or drop them down to 1 HP. I'm pretty sure it killed them. But in the English version, you got dropped down to 1 HP, and you had a random side effect put on you. Like poison, or you can't do anything on your turn, or just something really weird. And that's pretty much how his ultimate is in Smash Bros. Ultimate. His ultimate gives the opponent a random side effect. One, he can, so I'm going to tie these two together. One, because of the fact that he also, right, he can, with his ultimate, he can shield break you after the ultimate, or he can put you to sleep. Now I know that you might be wondering, well, why is that so important? The reason why that is so important is because of the fact that this boy Sephiroth really can just kill you just based off of that. He can charge up his Giga Flare, which again is the move that he can just kind of throw out, and if you time it just right, you can also get a sword slash in there, killing the opponent instantly. Just like that. Or it can also give your opponent reverse controls. Now it's obviously what it says. It's reverse controls. So now instead of your opponent going left as they're trying to recover, they're going to go right because of this mushroom. Or what can happen is a flower will get put on their head, and they will just take an insane amount of damage from not even touching you. Now let's talk about the rest of Sephiroth's kit. So he has a side B that pretty much makes it so that way 3 orbs kind of like float around the opponent, and there can be up to a total of 5 orbs. Now let's say you're getting comboed. Well, those orbs, after a set amount of time, I don't know what that time is. I don't really look at the frame data or whatever. But after a set amount of time, all the orbs will just collide. They'll all just go in, and then they'll interrupt your opponent's combo. Or now, let's say you combo them. Well, after you're done comboing them, let's say they're trying to get back to the stage, but you have some orbs set on them. If the orbs time it just right, your opponent can be dead, just like that. Because all the orbs, they do a set amount of damage. I don't know what that is. But they all impact them at once, and the only way to get rid of it is to block. But now if you're in the air and you try to block, you'll do like this weird spot dodge thing, which also gets rid of your recovery, which is up B. Now, Sephiroth's recovery is weird because of the fact that his recovery is also like one of his greatest tools for killing. Now, I know what you're wondering. Well, how is that so? The reason why that is so is because his up B does multiple slashes towards the opponent. If they don't block that, then they're going to take a hefty amount of damage, and depending on what percent they're at, they're just going to die instantly, just like that. Nothing. I personally dislike his counter, because he does have this counter that he brings up like this big bubble, and then he just kind of waves his hand, and it does damage to the opponent whether they hit or not. But I personally, I don't like that counter. I've like never used it ever. And now that's pretty much it. But now, what's the ranking for Sephiroth? I would say high S tier, because every single one of his moves hits like halfway across the stage. Yes, they are kind of slow, but all of his moves can hit from pretty much anywhere. His Giga Flare that I keep talking about, there's other variants as well with that. He can get a blue version, which kind of goes a little bit farther than Giga Flare. So Giga Flare is yellow, and it goes really slow and not nearly as far. The blue version kind of like, it goes like halfway across the stage and then it blows up and it actually goes really fast. Now then you just have flare that's orange and it'll go across the entire stage, but it's kind of slow. But yeah, that will pretty much wrap it up for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will hopefully release some type of game video sometime tomorrow. Hopefully, I don't know. Well, actually, tomorrow's Saturday. So yeah, this will pretty much be it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.